Hello and welcome to my big tarot giveaway for my birthday, for Rosie's birthday, and for the 1 year birthday of my channel. So what we have here, these are all brand new tarot decks that are all sealed. So I will show you the cards from my collection. These are tarot decks that are secondhand and in very good condition, except this one who is missing a card. And I will share with you all of the cards of each of the each of the decks, and we'll explain a little bit. So I'm starting with the Archetype cards by Carolyn Myss. Now, apparently, Carolyn Myss has done quite a few tarot decks, many advice tarot decks, and the Archetype tarot deck is a very unique tarot. No, it's not a tarot. It's an oracle, but it's not exactly even an oracle. It's more of cards that are giving us some kind of an idea of the person, and each card has a light attribute and a shadow attribute. And actually, after working quite a lot with this deck, I can tell you that there is no need to start shuffling the cards upright and reversed. When you take out a card and you read the attributes and you read what is written in the book, and it gives you some kind of idea of the person and what kind of attributes you could expect if he goes with the light ones and if he goes with the dark ones. And there are some extra cards as well. So this is the deck, and as I said, this is brand new, still in the original packaging, and the cards are very beautiful. It's very. You don't even need to read the book. I mean, the explanations are very apparent from what is said on the card. For example, this is the Goddess card, the light attribute, the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. And the shadow attribute is exploitation of the female nature and form. So for each one of the archetypes, and there are so many ones here, so for each one of them you can find the attributes that you can learn about the person. So this is really very useful, not only to determine which kind of person you are dealing with, but also to get some kind of insight about yourself, who you are today. So this deck is very useful for many uses, and the book is very much taking the cards into a higher level, delving into them, but not too much. So this is the first one. And the second oracle deck that I have here, that is completely new, is the I Ching for Love. Now, I've shown you I Ching, the actual I Ching cards. There are all sorts of types of I Ching cards. The I Ching way of reading is it's like the straws, and you look at the type of straws that you can see here. Each one of them is a little bit different, and each one has a different message. So the cards themselves are so beautiful. I mean, it's amazing to see the artwork is just so beautiful and gives you a lot of feelings from the cards. This card, for example, is the intimate meeting, and when you pull out a card, and you have to go to the book for these because it's really very difficult not to understand. But once again, the messages are very, very easy to understand, not too much of a read. And for example, for this card, number 44, it's, wait a minute, it's intimate meeting. The oracle is a warning. If such an intimate and profound encounter is linked to simple seduction of a mom or a woman, catastrophe is certain to follow. So this is what this card is, and we can see that it's about a mother. We see the moon card here. I would just show you another one. This one with the butterfly. It's about a friendship, and it's so beautiful because we have the flower and the butterfly, that they are like friends. We have a poem in Hebrew about the butterfly and the flower, and a poem that the flower is singing to the butterfly, trying to tempt him to come over and drink his juice. Okay, so what does this card say? It is a fluid communication between two beings that permeate each other, without penetrating each other. The oracle suggests that in spite of yourself, thanks to your intimacy, your relationship with your partner has transformed itself into friendship. Okay, so this is the I Ching for love, of love. So all of the cards here are cards of messages about a relationship, love, and all sorts of relationship, bad relationship, good relationship. But this is a beautiful oracle. So let me just put it back. The next oracle that is also completely new is the Empath's oracle. Beautiful, beautiful cards. I love the coloring. And this one is more complicated. Big cards, not as small as the ones. I mean, the ones in the other decks are smaller, so these are bigger cards. But look at the beautiful, beautiful. Look at this card. Welcoming the help of others. And usually the message here is quite enough to understand. This one is another beautiful one, seeking healing water. So usually the message of the card that is written on the card is quite enough, but we can also go to the book and look, and the book is beautiful because it contains first of all, very good qualities of book and cards. And it does talk a lot about the cards. Every card has its own very, very in-depth interpretation. For example, card number 8, which was the one that I was looking at. And you can see the card. You have the card here, and then you have the interpretation, so you know that you are looking at this at the right card. So this card, for example, the essential theme: opening personal energy to receiving rather than only giving, contemplating different forms of healing that can benefit our growth, releasing self-limiting and ego-based beliefs of being a constant provider. And then there is the imagery and the deeper meaning and suggestion for action. So that's each card. And at the end of this booklet, it has all sorts of suggestion for actions. And at the end, yeah, well, there are no spreads here, so this one is not with spreads. Okay, so that's the Empath oracle. And the next oracle that I have that is completely new is the Oracle of Mystical Moments. And I think that most of you know this Oracle deck. It's really beautiful, beautiful images, very powerful. This Oracle is very hard to read without the back. Hey, Rosie, you came to say hi? באת להגיד שלום? שלום, שלום, כן. Okay, so she will probably want to go out in a minute, but I will just go on with this. So you can see the cards. They have a very simple one-liner here. One are easy to see, like transformation, and you can see the butterfly that is coming out of the girl's chest, or the gift. Stranded, you can see someone who is stranded here. So some of them are easy. This one is beautiful, listen, and touch the sky. And my avatar comes from this deck, actually. It is about you. So let me show you that. But usually you need the book for better understanding of the cards. So let me just find it. כן, אני כבר באה לפתוח לך, כבר. Sorry, she wants to go out here. Morning Dew Girl. This is why this is my avatar. Okay, I'm going to open the door for Rosie and I'll be back. So this is another deck, and the book it's a booklet. It's very small, but every card has the meaning and the word, I don't, well, you know, the sentence that is describing the card, and then the meaning of the card. Not very much profound, but it's enough to work with this Oracle, and it is really nice, and I haven't been using that a lot on the channel, but I should, and I will start using it again. Okay, so that is for Oracle decks that are new. This is the Soul's Journey Oracle. You know that. I've been using it quite a lot. And here every card has the meaning of the card and a sentence that describes it. And it's very easy to understand the cards, but you can also, there's a very profound booklet that is showing us the cards in black and white, and in every card you get the meaning. So it's really easy to understand. And so you don't even need the book in order to work with these cards, and it is something that gives you some kind of insights into what is your next level, forgiveness, envy, and you can do that for yourself, you can do that for others. So it really very empowering cards. It has all sorts of messages. Usually when I take the card, a card, it usually is the card that I needed and the message that I needed. So it's, for example, success, gratitude, courage, doubt, all of those things. It's really very easy to understand, very easy to use. And cardstock is very good. This version is not gilded, but I really don't think that gilding is necessary. I don't know why this one is not gilded. I got it on eBay, and I got it I got it from eBay, but it was a mistake, so the seller just told me to keep it. Okay, so this is another oracle. Okay, going to the tarot. So let's start with the smaller decks. So this is the Goddess Tarot, and I have my deck that I'm giving you is completely new. And the Goddess Tarot, it comes with a booklet that explains, because each goddess, it's from the mythology, so each goddess has the name of the goddess, and you get the tradition, the story of the goddess, and the meaning. But it is a tarot deck that you can use. Now here it is, for example, this is oppression. This is actually the Tower card. If you're not sure, you can see by the numbering up here. So oppression, this is just an example of how to read the card, but you can also use it for by the meanings of the tarot that you know. This is the Three of Cups, which is pretty much like the minors are very much like the Rider-Waite, the Two of Pentacles. This is the Empress, and the word here is fertility, the description. The King of Staves, that's the King of Wands, and Five of Cups. So the minor arcanas are pretty much like the Rider-Waite, and the major arcana is about those goddesses, and each one of them, you can see here the name of the goddess and the meaning. For example, this is the Hangman, sacrifice. So you can take the meaning that the card is telling you, but you can you also take the meaning of the tarot. This is the Fortune card, for example, the Wheel of Fortune. So it's easy to understand. It's easy to understand how to work with this card, with this deck. But it's also giving you some kind of more tapping into the intuition, and you can learn a lot about the mythological goddesses from this deck. So I really love the images of this deck and the messages that I'm getting from it. So this is the Goddess Tarot. Okay, now I have the Hush Tarot. And the Hush Tarot, I actually have two extra decks, so two of you can get it if you want. And the Hush Tarot, it's a very dark, mysterious in a way, very much into all sorts of deities, fairies. It is a deck that goes very much into the intuition. You need to look at the images, you need to see all of the details, and just, what is talking to you, what is speaking to you most. For example, this is the Strength card, and you can see a very strong woman here, but you can also see the bats that are tangled in her hair. You can see all of those mosquitoes around. So she's standing very firm with all of this attack. This is, for example, the Three of Swords, so we can see the images, and the face of this woman is really radiating fear. This is, for example, the Star card, and this is a card with no water, and we can see here a skull, and the bird here that is, it's written here, hunting we will go. And the Star card, this is very much about, for me, about the Pandora box more than about the loving and innocent feelings that the Star card usually has, because I see the skull here as more of imaging of the skulls that people that keep in the closet, but still we have some flowers around it. So this is really unique deck. Very, very much a deck that calls you to tap into your intuition. This is the Wheel card, and you don't see a wheel here, but you do see this, I don't know how you call this, kind of insect. But he's on this boat made from a leaf, and you can say that he's taking a leap of faith in the big pond. This could even be, you know, a small pond, but it is big for him. So he's taking a leap of faith, which is what the wheel is all about. The Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is about letting go. It's about letting the universe take its course, and the woman, the fairy here is very small, and then we have the owl that is big, and the owl is radiating wisdom, radiating a lot of other feelings. This beautiful card, this is the Hierophant, and what we can see from the Rider-Waite, our Hierophant, is the two keys that are here. But it is about a bigger bird that is teaching smaller birds. So it is beautiful, beautifully. Look at the Chariot card, it's beautiful. But once again, this deck is very much tapping into the intuition. The Ten of Cups, beautiful deck. So if you are into working with your intuition and looking profoundly at the cards and trying to get what you find from them, you can see the meanings of the cards here, but this is really a card that you need to look at the cards, and a deck that you need to look at the cards and to see what is talking to you from this deck. Okay, so that is the Hash Tarot. The next tarot deck that I have here, also I have a completely new copy, and this is my copy. So that's the Wizard. This is Barbara Moore. Barbara Moore is the one who made the classic tarot, many other tarot decks. She has quite a lot, and most of her tarot decks are Rider-Waite clones. This one is very much the same, but it is about wizarding. It is about beautiful images, and the card stock is amazing. So just look at the Two of Swords and the Page of Swords. This is the Wheel of Fortune. This amazing cards. This one is the Hermit. So look at this card. Page of Wands. So this is very much a Rider-Waite clone. It's very easy to use, and you have the book here, that the companion book with Barbara Moore always does amazing books with all sorts of information, how to use the cards, even a cheat sheet here I see. For all of the simple meanings of the card. So each card, you can see you have this big picture of the card and the meaning. So it's really very easy to use. And at the end, usually in many books, of course, here there are the spreads. So you have the alchemical spread, and you have the true magic spread, and your best self spread, supporting transformation, and as usual, the Celtic cross. This is the Celtic cross that is more of the traditional one, not the one that I usually do, for example, with clients. So a lot of information in this book, and the cards are just beautiful. So this is another deck that, if one of you wants, it's yours. So a completely new version of the deck. Okay, now I am going to decks that are used, and let's start with the Anna K Tarot. Another beautiful written beautiful deck. The book here is very thick. It has a lot of information, and you can see the cards here. And as usual, there's also in every deck, in every card, you also have some kind of place to put your own feelings, or in the end of every every suit. And let me see if there are other informations here, more. So this is the Anna K Tarot, and I'll tell you the truth, because I'm using the cards in my way of reading. I don't use a lot the books, the companion books, although I have so many. Okay, so let's see the cards. So this is the Six of Rods. This is really a Rider-Waite based deck, but some of the images are different. So the Six of Rods, victory, very easy to understand. Seven of Rods, which is usually a card that we see someone that is fighting off wands that are coming up, but here it is about a fight. This is the fact that there are different meanings here, different images here, helps you tap into intuition and to other meanings of the cards. So the Seven of Wands is usually about concentrating on the most important things. Here it is about a fight. It is about keeping what is yours. So the Nine of Swords, which is very much the traditional one. Look at the Wheel of Fortune. It's beautiful, and the Wheel of Fortune just gives you, and there is this very faint image of a goddess here, and it gives you the imaging of sometimes you're on up the wheel, sometimes you're down the wheel, sometimes you're climbing. So gives you the feelings of luck and relying on luck very much. Strength, which is very traditional, so is the Hanged Man. Death looks quite different from the usual. This one looks very much like the god of death, the angel of death. So not very much like the Rider-Waite. We don't have sunlight coming here. We don't have children or other people here in this card, so it gives you another feeling. Justice, which looks very much like justice, and this is, for example, a very male form card, although Justice is usually a female. The Chariot, look what a beautiful card this is. The Lovers. Now, for this card, the Lovers is very much about love. This is very much about companionship, about more than the usual way that I read the card, but I always look at the psychological interpretation before I tap into the intuition. The High Priest, which looks very much like the High Priest, and the Emperor, the Empress. And this Empress doesn't look very enticing like the Empress in the Rider-Waite, for example. The Hermit, what a beautiful card. And the Magician, this is really a very majestic, and the High Priestess as well. So this is the Anna K Tarot, and it is beautiful. For example, the Sun card here has no people here, no baby, no child. And if you're doing the gypsy reading, for example, so there is a lot of tapping into the intuition, a lot of looking at symbols and people on the card, so the meanings completely change. Okay, so that's the Anna K Tarot. Next up is the Ethereal Vision Tarot. This is a very beautiful, kind of a Rider-Waite clone, very, very easy, but also a very gentle coloring. It is gilded, and as you can see here, the images are just amazing. The High Priestess that we all know, but the Empress. And this card, this deck also actually has two extra cards. Look at the Lovers. So this is very much about love, and the interpretation of this. This is the interpretation of the creator, and you need to tap into that as well. Strength, Hermit, Wheel of Fortune, Justice, Hanged Man, Death, Temperance, the Devil, the Tower, Star, the Moon, the Sun, Judgment, the World, and here we have the Well and the Artist. So these are the two extra cards, and you have the booklet here so you can read the meanings of the cards. So this is the Ethereal Vision Tarot. And the Mythic Tarot, this is the new version of the Mythic Tarot, and I frequently use the vintage one that I have. This is very, very similar images, but it's a different take on the card. It's a different artist who took the art of the one who did the first Mythic Tarot, and gave it his interpretation, but it's very, very similar. It looks very, very similar. And this deck actually lacks the card of Four of Cups, which is something that I really don't like, but if any one of you can get that card, just that card, then you have here a whole deck. So it's a beautiful deck, and I just love the Mythic Tarot, the real Mythic Tarot, the one that I'm using, the vintage one, and the whole way of learning tarot. And there is an extra card here, so you can use that as the Four of Cups if you'd like. And the whole way that I learn tarot is based on the Mythic Tarot and Lise Green's teaching. That's Lise Green, and she's the one who created the Mythic Tarot way of reading the cards. So it is very much about stories of mythological stories. If you'd like, I can once do just a video to explain these. For example, the Cups is about Cupid and wow. So that's the story of Psyche and Cupid. The story of the Wands, that's the story of Jason. The story of the Swords is the story of the Atharos house, which is Atharos, and that was the king of Athens, and then his Agamemnon that comes back and realizes that he's the king, and it goes with the story of Oedipus the king. So each one of the suits have this is the Pentacles card. Its story is the story of how the one who flew to the near the I always forget the name. Wait a minute. So that's the story of Daedalus and Icarus. So it's especially the story of Daedalus. So each one of these mythological stories is very easy to understand the cards and the meanings of the cards when you understand the mythological story and what is behind each and every one of the cards. For example, this is Psyche when she is thinking about giving Cupid a second chance after she has gone back to her people, to her sisters. She's sitting with her sisters at the Four of Cups, which is the card of doubts, and they tell her that the person that abducted her was a very big monster, and she's in love with that with Cupid. She doesn't know who she is. She's full of doubts, but she is, after the despair, which is unjustified despair, in the Five of Cups, in the Six of Cups, she decides to go back and give him a second chance. So all of these things are cooped up in the Mythic Tarot. This one doesn't come with a book, unfortunately, and it is very easy to get the book that goes with the Mythic Tarot online on eBay. So if you are interested, this is another deck that is possible. Another deck is the Universal Fantasy Tarot. Another deck that is very much tapping into the intuition. Very similar, very much reminding me of the Hush Tarot. Also a lot about fairies, deities. The suits are more of a Rider-Waite deck, as you can see here, the Two of Cups, the Three of Cups, some of the major arcanas are very easy to understand. For the Hangman, for example, look at the Six of Swords. So this is a deck that is. That's the High Priestess, for example, the Emperor. So it is a lot about magical, mythological, and deities, fairies, so dwarfs, all sorts of creatures, let's say that way. Very beautiful, a lot to tap into the intuition. So look at the Magician card, for example. So you can really see the magic coming out of this card. The Four of Wands, very much the way that we used to see the Four of Wands. No people here. Seven of Swords, which is a card that here it is very much about planning and strategy, the way that I see the Seven of Swords usually, and not very much about conniving and stealing. So the interpretation of the cards are easy to follow when you have this Five of Cups, for example, which is very much like the Rider-Waite Tarot, or the Three of Swords here, that is also a little bit obscure. And look at the Queen of Wands. So Judgment, the Tower. So it's a beautiful deck, and it comes like all Los Caraberos deck. It comes with a small booklet that comes in several languages. So this is the Universal Fantasy Tarot. Okay, the next deck is a deck that actually I bought by mistake. I thought it was English, and apparently it was Chinese. It is an original deck, but it is in Chinese. So unless you know Chinese, it's difficult. I mean, the major arcanas are very easy because you have the numbering, so it's not. That's the Magical Dogs Tarot, so it's not difficult. And the minors are sometimes a little bit different. So sometimes you need the interpretation. If you want, I can write you the interpretation. But here you see this is the Pentacles suit, if I'm not mistaken. And wait a minute. So this deck is really a deck that you need to understand Chinese in order to work with it, or to really have all the interpretation of the cards near you, and then then work with it and learn to master it. I just gave up, and finally I just got a used magic English deck, but it is The cards are very the same, are very much the same as the English one. It is original. Okay, so now we are coming to the non-original, but the bigger size decks. You know, originals go with, usually they go with decks that are smaller in size. They are not as big as the original deck, but these decks sometimes I got by mistake on eBay a smaller deck, but these are decks that I made sure that they are the original size. I thought that it was an original, and then I found out it wasn't. It does come. That's the Light Seers Tarot. It comes with the guidebook, the original guidebook, and the cards are very much the same. So it's I just felt sorry that I did not get the original. So I did get the original, but I have to tell you that I looked at the cards one after the other, and they are the same quality, the same card. And I'm not the one to advocate for getting not decks that are not original. Usually, if I cannot find or if it's out of print deck, I will look for it second-hand, but will not get the non-original. So these 3 decks that I did get non-originals were mistakes that I did, but still they are very much like the originals, and very much the same cardstock, the same images. And I think that you all know the Light Seers Tarot. Beautiful cards, beautiful images. So this is one deck. And this deck, for example, I got the first one that I got was a smaller deck. And then I made sure that it is the right size. And after I got it, I found out that it's not the real one. And here the booklet is not the booklet that comes with the deck. It is a booklet that just gives you a very swift overview of the cards. This is like a very generic one. But the cards themselves are just beautiful, and so I thought that it's I wouldn't want you to miss these out. Look at the beautiful colors. And once again, the cardstock is very good. The only reason, so when I opened this deck and I saw that I didn't have, that the booklet was not the original one, and then I saw this, and this is a sign for me that this is not an original, because usually when you get an original, you don't have this. So this is a QR code that they give in order to get the original booklet if you are interested. But this deck is really very easy to understand without, and very much a Rider-Waite clone, but beautiful images. And look at the Devil card, wow. And the Tower card, I mean, you really feel the toppling tower. Star, moon, sun, justice, universe. So this is the wands, and you can feel the fire here in the wands, and the lack of. And each card also gives you a small, very easy to understand keyword. Yeah, keyword, that's the word that I was looking for. So dominion, virtue, completion, strife, victory, valor, swiftness, bliss, indolence, the Eight of Cups. And each card really, this is the cups deck coloring that is very watery. You can see the waters here, so it's really easy to. It's like a watercolor deck that is so beautiful, really beautiful. So that's another deck that is up for you to choose. And last but not least. Wait a minute, I'll just take out the booklet, the small booklet. And if you'd like, I can also just print you, just photocopy the original booklet if you decided you want this one. And last but not least is the Cat Tarot. And this is another one that only after buying it, I realized that it's not the original one. And then I got the original one as a present from one of my subscribers, the one who gave me this ring. So this one is also comes up with the basic guidebook that comes with the tarots, but it's really very basic. And once again, if you'd like, I can photocopy for you the actual book. So beautiful cat tarot, really, really amazing. You can see here the Tower. This is the Four of Fish, which is the Pentacles. And Pentacles is about needs. So when we have food, this is the Cups. The Cups. This is the, let's see, the Emperor, the Sun. And next in the upcoming month, I'm going to work with cat decks. I already ordered some new ones that I didn't have. So, and some that, most of them are secondhand, but as I said, I truly hope that they are coming and they are the originals. But as I said, this is the same cardstock, the same imaging, and just not the same guidebook. So if you'd like, I can also give you the photocopy the guidebook and send it with the deck. So these are the decks, and as I said, you need to be subscribed, you need to like this video, you need to write a comment, and in the comment give me 2 options of decks that you would like, the first one and the second one, and I'm going to pick up 3 winners, and 3 winners will be able to get the first one, of course, will get his first choice, and the second and the third, they might get the first or second choice. And if for one reason it comes out that all 3 want the same deck, or the third one does, I don't have a deck for him, I will contact that person. So also give me some kind of way of contacting you, or you don't have to, you know what, you don't have to do that. Just put in the decks that you want, and if I find out that there is a problem, I will let you know. This video is open all through the month of November, and I will do the draw on the 1st of December. So this is it, and I hope that you will share the video so as many people as possible will be able to participate. But I really do hope that my very trusting and you deserve it, let's say that way. So with my love, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.